And then we are going to do another exercise, really important. And you are going to need ropes for it. So you bring two ropes. It's Supta Padangustasana. So I have one that is quite long. But it's not going to be enough one. And at least I have to just fix it well. So this is it. Well, you will excuse me a little bit. I let you some time to find your ropes. So it's this kind of rope. We need one of this with this thing. And another one, just any rope, it will do. And this we are going to measure. We are going to be lying on the floor and we are going to measure the distance between the hip and the foot. And we are just going to bring this rope in the upper side of the hip, and the foot is going to hold it down. And with the other rope I will have to attach my foot and just keep it there. But if I want, I can also do this the same way, by putting the rope on the lower side of my heel, of my foot, and I can be there. So the first part of the exercise is just bringing my foot towards me. I don't block my knees. All I want to do is just bring my foot towards me, and the rope in my hip wants to bring it down. So what I'm doing, I'm resisting to what the rope is doing. And I can help myself with the other rope, just to bring my leg in the vertical position. And I'm going to start counting by there. I'm going to stay with the same action, and I give time to my hip to bring more space in my hip joint. So in this position, what I'm doing, I am pushing my heels away from me to unbend my knees, and I am pushing the big toes away from me to create an internal rotation in my hips. It is a little action that activates the interior of your thighs. And you stay there in Supta Padangustasana. You don't need for the moment to do more than this. You just grab your rope and you stay there for the moment. Both ropes are going to work for you. Don't block your elbow, it's all right. And you take some time there. And what we are going to do next is we are going to bring our foot towards the exterior. Now I think I am too close to the wall to come really down, but it's not necessary to come down. You can just stop there. You can stop there, but what we do normally, if I come towards you, so if I do it like this here, what I am going to do is try to be stable and maybe help myself with a brick and try to just bring my foot towards the exterior without turning my pelvis. So the action here is only wanting to come down, holding my pelvis in a horizontal position, and come down slowly. So this is what I am doing. I am coming down slowly. I am resisting to the gravity, and the other rope is creating space to my hip. And I try to come down, but I resist the gravity. And I'm going to stay there. It's really slowly that this works best. If you want, you can also put the speed of this video in lower speed than this, and you stay more in the posture. I would recommend you to do it sometimes, even if this can feel like it's really slow. It isn't. So if I was standing up, I would do the same thing, bring my leg towards the exterior, keeping my both legs really active, straight, trying to push my heels on the floor and trying to push my big toes away from me. And if you keep your pelvis really horizontal, it's not really easy for me, but because I don't have a block now, I only have a brick. So if you just try to keep your pelvis horizontal, it's a lot more work for the hip joint. And you keep pushing your heels away from you. Don't block your knees. And then we come up and we go in the other side. So in the other side, it's the same thing. I try to descend and I try to come down really slowly. And for the moment, I don't want to turn my pelvis. I just want to bring my leg towards the other side, and it's all. I don't want more from this thing. Supta Padangustasana normally is sensed to be really down, but we are going to stay there. We keep the pelvis horizontal. We resist the descending. We just stop there. You feel a lot of work in your hip. You feel a lot of stretching in the outside of your hip. And then you can come up and change your leg. And already feel what's happening in both legs. Feel what's happening in both sides. How do your do your hips react? How do your feet react? And then you will change your leg. So you put the rope in the other foot and in the other hip, over the hip. Keep the same length. Try to stabilize this. It has to be really tight, so my leg can pull my hip towards the back, towards the floor. And with the other leg, I'm going to bring my leg towards the ceiling in the beginning, so I start there, and then when I start facing the reaction of the rope, the resistance of the rope, I will help myself with the other rope, so I can bring my heel towards the ceiling more and more. And it is going to be really slow. Feel what's happening in your heel. Feel what's happening in the inner side of your hip, and also in the down side of the hip, in the lower side. I have to remember my English little by little. I will do. And you try to bring your foot vertically over your hip. Try to bring your leg really vertical. This means you need to stretch the back side of your leg also. Don't contract anything in your belly, don't contract anything in your respiration as well. And we are going to start coming down. So I'm going to do it a little bit faster than I should. So we come down really slowly, we resist. I don't want my leg to come down very fast. I held myself with the rope, and I just descend really slowly. With my other leg, I want to bring my hip very low towards my leg. Don't block your knees at any moment. Just try to come down. And it doesn't matter how much you come down. Just feel here when it is necessary to stop. In your adductors, you feel if it doesn't want to go lower, it's because this is short. So you don't have to go lower. It's all right to stop where your body tells you. Not only it's all right, it should be like this. And you push your big toe away from you, and you push your heel away from you to unbend your knee and not to block your knee. And then we are going to come up again. So this is, I did it a little bit faster. And you come in the other side, always trying to keep your leg unbent in your knee, really straight. You push both heels. You push both heels away from you, and you continue. You descend, but you don't want to bring all your pelvis in a rotation with your hip. It's mostly the hip. And you stay there to feel what's happening with the work in your hip. You want to, muscularly, you want to bring your foot vertically up, but it's gravity that brings you down. So you stay there. And you take a nap. So the activity here is to bring yourself towards the ceiling, to bring your foot towards the ceiling, and the gravity doesn't let you. This is the activity. As here, we have the same activity. I want to bring my foot towards the ceiling, but gravity doesn't let me. Then I will release both